Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jim Bradley, currently the chair of the Legislative Committee for the Vermont Builders and Remodelers Association, and wanted to take this opportunity today to inform you of some of the items that the VBRA is following and part of crafting for with respect to legislative items that are going through at this point in time and being considered. We currently have three big topics. The first being the Contractor Registry, which is represented under Bill 157. Also, S109, which is going to be a weatherization program where Governor Scott had said that there would be $25 million over the next couple of years allocated towards this process, and how that divvies up is really important as well, and what it's going to support is all part of this bill. And then there's the Bill S10, and this is the one that we are really concerned about as employers, small business owners, that type of thing, because of what it could portend for our bank accounts going forward with respect to unemployment insurance. But first and foremost, we'll start off with H157, the Contractor Registry. What this is a bill that establishes a grand list, if you will, of individuals who are doing business in the state of Vermont as contractors. If you own a construction company or a contracting company and you're not already covered under licensure requirements under the OPR, Office of Professional Regulation, you would be required to register for a very small fee as a company and as an individual if you're going to be doing business in the state of Vermont. Yearly, for an individual, it works out to roughly $40 a year and about $120 a year for a company to actually be on this list. And what this list will provide is an opportunity for you to be known by the state, but also require at the same time that if you're doing business above the $2,500 threshold, that you would have some type of contract in place that would stipulate what you're doing for the customer, how you'll handle change orders, and anything else that might come up during that time. And it gives reasonable expectations as when the actual client would be paying you for your services. It's just a professional way of doing business. It's helping elevate our industry at the same time. With that, though, we're also going to be, or not we, but the bill will require that there would be insurance requirements at the minimum thresholds that most of us already have. I believe it's a $1 million, $2 million with a $2 million umbrella that you're going to be required to have to do business. And so instead of just doing something quickly out of the back of your pickup truck and then causing an accident and not having the insurance and leaving your client exposed for liability, it just basically makes sure that they're going to be covered. But with that, it also allows contractors who have already been doing business this way to have the same playing field as somebody else. And that means that you may come in with a higher bid now, but you should come in with a reasonably same bid if somebody else is playing and having to check all the same boxes. And that's really what we were hoping for. But the bigger thing is once we know who all the contractors are, and I say we, the state as well, different opportunities will be able to be afforded contractors, like training opportunities, events throughout the state. I mean, I remember when COVID was first happening a year ago at this time, my phone was ringing off the hook because people needed information. Well, that's the people that at least knew about the Home Builders Association or the VBRA. And yet there was a lot of contractors out there who were just saying, okay, what am I allowed to do? What am I not? What financial instruments or opportunities are out there with the PPP loans or the EIDL loans that were out there? What resources are available? Well, if we had a list, we could actually contact everybody. And when we were fighting to get people back to work, as far as being allowed to go back to work, when it was first one individual, then two, then five, then the whole company with proper safeguards, getting that protocol out there to individuals was really challenging because we didn't know who to send it to. We put it out like this, but not everybody was able to gather or glean this information from this type of a format because we didn't know who they were. And so now we're going to be able to know who they are if this, being it's in crossover, once it goes to the Senate, if it gets approved there as well, that would be great. Now, this is a light touch type of registry. This is not full licensure. And there's a huge difference with that. I mean, we definitely don't want something like California where you have 300 licensing subsets or subcategories, and just to do anything, it's just as onerous. What we're looking for is an opportunity, once again, to get opportunities out there to contractors, to get information out there to contractors, and to make sure that consumers have a level of consumer protection at the same time that their interests are protected. Because, you get the individual who's trying to hire a contractor They may not know this person, what their background is, and they don't know what their qualifications are. And really, sometimes it's like playing roulette or Russian roulette, like, okay, is this the right person to go with? Well, this helps that, because if there are bad actors out there who do get reported, who do have issues that should not be on the actual list, then they would be removed. And when somebody's looking for a contractor, they can be pointed to this list, and then they can go and see what skill sets are there, who the contractors are. And that's a big thing, like being able to put your certifications, like if you're a Passive House certified builder, if you're a Building Performance Institute certified contractor, if you're a green builder or anything like that, you can put those qualifications on there, and it'll help set your business apart to actually to look a little bit different than somebody else, or more worthy of a client's business. The other thing that we have is going to be Bill S-109. That's a weatherization bill for the state. And there is a goal to get 120,000 homes all weatherized by 2030. But there was really no impetus in place or no mechanism in place for that to happen effectively, especially when it comes to workforce development, especially tracking some of these projects to verify the work was actually done appropriately. And so through Efficiency Vermont and also the VHFA and a group of other companies called the Weatherization Collaborative, which includes the Vermont Passive House, the BBPA, Energy Futures Group, Vermont Weatherization, and the VBRA, and really taking a bigger lead in this overall to help direct the dialogue and the conversation, we are able to hopefully craft the type of legislation that is going to allow for this actual program to be run effectively. And the biggest concern is we don't want just money thrown at the wall and say it's for weatherization and call it good if it's not really going to produce what we're looking for. And when I say what we're looking for, really what the goal is to see these homes weatherized and the money to be spent effectively. So keep eyes on that. That once again is in crossover, and we're tracking it closely, so you can tune back in for more information. And the other one that we're really, really concerned with is the unemployment insurance changes to Bill Bill S-10. And what that is doing for us, or to us possibly, is it's going to as much as triple the amount of unemployment insurance expense that an individual business owner is going to have for each employee. And that's pretty significant. There are some who are trying to say they're going to put this off for a year or two, but in that process, you're still going to have to pay the piper eventually. You're still going to have to come up with this money. And what this is resulting from is all of this time where the people have been paid to be off of work during the time of COVID and beyond. They've been receiving unemployment benefits. And people will say, well, the feds were supplementing that. They were only supplementing the increase. They were not providing for the base level, which was coming out of the Vermont Unemployment Insurance Trust Fund. And now that trust fund has taken a pretty heavy hit. And so they're going to try to make up for that difference by taxing, unfortunately, small businesses more. While at the same time, some of these benefits have been extended into the early fall, if not longer than that, for people to actually stay at home. So what we're concerned about is as our economy in the state of Vermont and nationally is ready to ramp back up with all this pent up demand for housing and other items and services that people can offer, that it's going to be continued to be suppressed because the workforce is not going to be there. We're already having a challenging enough time as it is finding good skilled employees that can do what we ask them to do. But at the same time, now some of those employees are staying home. What we've seen recently, Art Wolf, an economist in the state of Vermont, has said that our industry, when compared to last year, we're still at a 20% deficit as far as people in the workforce from where we were at last year's totals. So we're still behind, but yet we're trying to increase the weatherization. We're trying to meet the needs of the increased demand in the building industry for new homes, renovation, and some of the DIY projects at the same time. And yet we can't find the people to actually fill those positions. And so this is really a challenge. But at the same time, businesses, when they can't find the employees that'll be necessary to go out and make money for a company, a small business, but they're going to be taxed more for the employees that they do have to make up for the deficit in the Unemployment Insurance Trust Fund. So this is something that we're on. We definitely are opposing this. We don't want to say, well, you're getting a delayed tax increase on this, so there's going to be some relief there. That's not real relief. It's going to be a burden that is going to have to be faced by small businesses if this is not opposed and this is not meant to go or made to go away. So just know this, the VBRA, along with others, our lobbyists through DRM, which is Patty Comline and Andrew Brewer, are on this. We're following the pulse of this and making sure that any opportunity where we are needing to testify, we're stepping up to the plate to make that happen. And next week, things get really busy again at the State House, virtually speaking through Zoom, but we will definitely be updating you as we move along from here. So as for now, if you have any questions, visit our website. You can comment there. You can reach out to us, give us a call, maybe talk to Dennis, the Bourbeau, the president, about things, and he can direct your call to the right people. But we're definitely wanting to be a great assistance to our members. So feel free to give us a call, but otherwise, enjoy the day, enjoy the spring that's coming, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.